Hello, my lovelies, and welcome to another episode of In My Opinion by Oli. I'm your host, Oli. Hello, my lovelies. Welcome to today's episode. Hello, my lovelies. Welcome to today's episode. This is In My Opinion by Oli. I'm your host, Oli, and welcome again. I'm so excited to have you here as we look into a topic that can truly change your life. And the topic we're talking about today is the discipline of saying no, protecting your time and protecting your energy. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by endless commitments, or maybe struggled with guilt when turning something down, or maybe found yourself stretched too thin? Or have you ever felt that way? This episode is for you. Saying no. I feel uncomfortable at first, but it's one of the most powerful tools you can use to set boundaries. It's one of the most powerful tools you can use to prioritize what matters and also safeguard your mental health and your mental well being. In today's conversation, in today's topic, we'll talk about why saying no is crucial, not just for productivity's sake, but for creating a life that reflects your values and goals. We'll talk about the challenges of setting boundaries, and we'll also talk about the incredible freedom that comes with saying no, and how this simple word, no, can empower you to focus on what truly matters. So let's talk about let's get into the topic, okay? Let's be honest. Saying no can feel really, really uncomfortable. Whether it's at work, whether it's with your friends, whether it's even your family, even with your family. We've all been in this situation where we felt compelled to say yes even when we know deep down is it's not what is not the right choice. Maybe when you don't want to disappoint somebody, right? Or maybe we feared missing out on an opportunity, right? That's when maybe you'll be scared, maybe you'll be compelled to say yes and you'll be scared to say no. But here's the thing, every time you say yes to something that doesn't align with your values or priorities, do you know we are effectively saying no to ourselves, of which we're supposed to be saying yes to ourselves and no to something else that doesn't align with your priorities or your values? Let me put it, let me explain it further. Learning to say no is not just turning things down, it's about reclaiming control over your time and over your energy. These are your most precious resources. And once they are spent, you can't get them back. Okay, let's think about it. How often do you feel drained or stretched too thin because of overcommitment? Because you have overcommitted. How often do you find yourself wishing for just a little time to focus on what truly matters to you? Right? That is where the discipline of saying no becomes a game changer. And this is why saying no matters. Let's talk about it. Let's see why saying no matters. When we talk about boundaries, right, we're essentially talking about self respect. Setting boundaries and saying no isn't about shutting people out, it's about creating space for what truly matters. Whether it's your mental health, whether it's your personal goals, whether it's your relationship, saying no allows you to prioritize what matters most. When you are not constantly overwhelmed by obligations, you can focus on the things that genuinely brings you joy, that genuinely brings you fulfillment and purpose. Saying no also allows you to protect your mental well-being. because when you overcommit, it often leads to stress, it often leads to burnout. Saying no can give you the breathing room you need to recharge and maintain your emotional balance. Saying no also allows you to boost your productivity. When you say no to distractions, when you say no to something that doesn't align with your values, right? You can concentrate on your core responsibilities and also make meaningful progress on your goals. And also, saying no also strengthen your relationships. Setting boundaries can improve your relationship, giving you self-respect, and also without knowing, you're also giving the other person respect. When you're honest about your capacity, you can show up more in your relationship. You can show up more to your family. You can show up more with your friends. It's not that saying no does not have challenges. It does. It has challenges. But saying no isn't always easy. It can trigger this feeling of guilt. It can, especially if you are a natural people pleaser. I have an episode about people pleasers and why they become people pleasers and um why you should have more why you should be sympathetic about people pleasers. I have an episode on that. If you can browse and look at it, then that's fine. But it can trigger the feeling of guilt, and especially if you're a natural people pleaser. There's always the fear of damaging relationships if you think that saying no can damage your relationship or missing out on opportunities. But here's a perspective shift. There's a shift to it. Every time you say no, you are not just closing a door, you are opening another door to something more meaningful. It helps us remember that no is a complete sentence without saying it like plain no. You can say it as a sentence. You don't always need to say a lengthy explanation. A simple, respectful, okay, for example, you could say, I appreciate the offer, but I can't commit to that right now. That is enough. It's a simple, respectful sentence, complete one, without saying the word no, but you're still showing respect. You're still showing that you're empathetic. The more you practice this, the more confident you'll become in asserting your boundaries. You're giving an excuse for yourself. Not really an excuse, but you're just trying to set that boundary and trying to be more confident in what aligns with you, with your values, with your priorities. Let's take a look at how we can master the art of saying no. First of all, get clear on your priorities. Before you can say no effectively, you need to understand that, why am I saying yes to this? What are my what are my top priorities? What activities or commitments align with my goals and my values when I say yes to this? Then if it does not align with your values, then don't. That's when you can say no. That is mastering the art of saying no. The second one is, when you say no, communicate it with kindness. Show respect. Be honest with it, right? It is possible to decline without being dismissive. It is possible to decline without being disrespectful. The third one, some people might not immediately understand or respect your boundaries right away when you say no. That's okay, still firm, but be empathetic. They won't understand until later. that trying to show self respect to yourself, and you're trying to show them respect. Then the fourth one is it is also natural to feel some guilt when you say no. But remind yourself that when you are making a choice that serves your well being, it is worth it. When you learn to say no, something incredible happens. You feel like life is something happening to you, and you start feeling like you are in maybe in a driver's seat, you're in control. You gain clarity about what truly matters and have the time and energy to invest in those things that truly matter to you. Saying no doesn't mean you're selfish. It means you're intentional. It means you're choosing to show up fully for things and people that align with your values. And the best part is by setting boundaries, you inspire others to do the same thing. You honor their time, you honor their energy, and also their well being. They might not see it then when you said no to them, but later on, that's when they will know that, oh, he was trying to, or she was trying to respect my time. My lovelies, when next you're faced with a request that doesn't align with your priorities, take a deep breath and ask yourself, what am I really saying yes to? If I say no to this, is it worth it? You might be surprised at the doors that open and when you embrace the power of that one little word. I'm not saying that when you say yes, I'm not saying that when you say yes, sometimes you're a people pleaser. No. There are some things you can say yes to, but there are some things that you can say no to. You say yes to things that align with your values, and you say no to things that don't align with your values. Saying no isn't just about turning things down, it's about saying yes to a more focused, it's about saying yes to a more intentional, and it's about saying yes to a more fulfilling life. And that, my lovelies, is a choice worth making. All right, my lovelies. Until next time. All right. Stay calm. Bye.